The genius marketing strategy behind Playboi Carti's biggest album yet. Playboi Carti isn't just an artist. He's a mastermind when it comes to marketing, branding, and cultural influence. His latest album, I Am Music, proves that he knows how to capture attention, monetize his brand, and keep his fans engaged at the highest level. This album rollout was a case study in modern music marketing, leveraging scarcity, strategic partnerships, live engagement, and viral moments to create one of the most anticipated drops of this generation. Today we're breaking down how Playboi Carti built an untouchable brand, how he leveraged scarcity and streaming culture for the biggest album rollout of the year, how he's navigating the music industry and making money moves just beyond streams, and why his merch strategy mirrors supreme and high-end streetwear fashion brands. If you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or a content creator, pay attention because what Carti is doing is the blueprint for success. The power of scarcity. Why Playboi Carti fans are unlike any other. The fans that Carti has is essentially a cult. These fans aren't just supporters, they're obsessive. They analyze leaks, they track every movement, and they even dress like him. This is brand loyalty at its highest level, allowing Carti to drop music and products on his own terms and still have millions of fans waiting on him. His strategy? Less is more. Unlike most artists who flood the market to stay relevant, Carti takes the opposite approach. He vanishes, builds mystique, and lets anticipation grow naturally. This is the same technique luxury brands use. When something is rare, people value it more. Think about it. Carti barely tweets. He doesn't do interviews, he barely drops singles leading up to the album, and he doesn't overexpose himself on social media. Instead, he makes every drop feel like a cultural event, and that's exactly what happened with his latest drop. Now we're moving into breaking streaming records and how I Am Music took over the charts. When I Am Music finally dropped, the numbers were insane. It was the most streamed album in a single day this year on Spotify. I'm pretty sure it sold 111k units the first day off of its 139 million streams, which is ridiculous. It's now the first album to reach #1 in over 100 countries on Apple Music in 2025. This surpassed Drake, The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, and right now it's on track to sell at least 250k units in the first week. It's #1 on all charts, and there's no telling what the numbers are going to do from here on out. The delayed release only amplified the hype. Fans stayed up until 7 a.m. watching their favorite streamers live, from Kai Cenat, Your Rage, Playboi Max, Dabo, DJ Academics. Carti understood the power of streaming culture in this modern age, and he made the drop feel like it was a real-time event. The night I Am Music dropped, a blueprint for album rollouts. The album was supposed to drop at 3 a.m., but it kept getting delayed. Instead of frustrating fans, this only made them want it more, and it kept them even more locked in. For me though, I definitely went to sleep. I stayed up trying to listen to the album. It was 5:30. He still didn't drop. He had told Kai that it was gonna drop at 7 something, so I just took a nap, had to wake up and tune back in. But for Carti, he played into this moment perfectly. He was texting streamers live on air, and he called Kai Cenat on stream in front of hundreds and thousands of viewers. This was crazy because Carti has never really done this before. Fans were able to really get a glimpse into what his personality really is, and that's all fans want nowadays. They want to be able to capture artists and celebrities in their natural environment and outside of the persona and everything else that they be trying to hide behind closed doors. The only other time Carti was seen on stream was with Aiden Ross last year, and he was only there for 3 minutes, probably said 5 words, took the money and dipped. But this was the first real time fans were able to kind of get more of a closer sense of how Carti is as a person. On top of this, he turned what could have been a disaster into a viral moment. When the album just kept getting delayed, he was making it more engaging and getting fans interacted live. For an artist as mysterious as Carti, this was huge. He's rarely been seen interacting with fans, so this move gave people a deeper connection to him while keeping the hype alive. Then, a couple days later, he ended up bringing Kai Cenat and Dabo on stage with him at Rolling Loud, in which they live streamed the whole thing. It was crazy. No one has ever done that. They bridge the gap between the audience, music, and the artists themselves. No one has really seen what it's like to be on stage at the biggest platform music festival there is in the world today. And especially for Carti, like, this is unheard of. Like, but all of this played into his marketing plan and marketing strategy with the rollout of his album, and then a couple days later headlining at Rolling Loud. This has never been seen before. This wasn't just marketing, this was fan engagement at its highest level. Now moving on to the genius behind his features and beat selections. Carti's features weren't random. They were calculated power moves. Look at who he had on the album. Kendrick Lamar, coming off of the biggest song of last year, Not Like Us. Future and Travis Scott, two of the biggest trap rock stars of this generation. And then The Weeknd, one of the most streamed artists in the world, bringing crossover appeal. Each of these artists added to the mass appeal of the album, and Carti wasn't just feeding his own core fan base with this album. He was expanding the reach globally and tap into even more audiences. Samples, they've also been an ongoing trend over the years and has seen a dramatic increase in engagement in the modern age, with many artists sampling older songs from our childhood and their parents' generation and creating their own. Carti included samples from Ashanti, Only You on Cocaine Nose, and then he sampled Rich Kid's Bend Over on Like Wheezy. The one that really caught my attention off the first listen that I automatically recognized was YB's Carter Son that he used on Philly. And then like Red Rum by Lil Wayne on Backdoor. All of these samples played a major role in like his producing. Like his producers really were tapped in into implementing these samples and turning it into something that's way bigger than what it was before. Especially with this generation, they love all these samples on TikTok. They love hearing all the things that are nostalgic to them and make them feel like they've heard it before. And I feel like that's what Carti did with this album. How Playboi Carti is making money beyond just music. A lot of artists rely only on just streams to make their money, but Carti's playing a bigger game here. First, limited edition merch drops. Alongside I Am Music, Carti released a huge merch collection. This wasn't just a regular album merch, like this was like a full lifestyle drop. From t-shirts and hoodies, which are staple items that fans always buy, and then hats and beanies styled like high-end streetwear, and then he threw in like keychains, playing cards, and duct tape, like kind of similar to the Supreme style collectibles, and then included posters and stickers, which are like more affordable items for all types of fans. This is the Supreme effect. People will buy anything with Carti's name on it. Next up, we got touring and live shows. Carti's concerts aren't just live, like they're not just regular performances, they're experiences. From massive mosh pits, punk rock energy, fans screaming every lyric, dressing in the craziest outfits and the opium ass outfits. It was just crazy. His shows sell out instantly, and this allows him to charge a premium for his tickets, like whenever he is able to go on tour and do these performances. Like I'm sure he made so much money off of headlining at Rolling Loud this past week. Like that was crazy. Right after his album dropped too, like I know for a fact he got a bag out of that. Next up, we got expanding opium, the next wave of Carti's empire. Carti isn't just thinking about himself, he's building a label. His artists Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely have already built major fan bases, and their success feeds back into Carti's brand. When Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely dropped their albums last year and the year before, it kept Carti's movement alive. Now with I Am Music, all of that energy has funneled back to him. This isn't just an artist, this is a blueprint for longevity. Why Playboi Carti's music and business moves are genius. Carti has mastered the 3 pillars of success in today's music industry. From branding and scarcity, he built a cult-like fan base that's emotionally invested in everything that he does. Next, hype and engagement. He turned an album release into an event, leveraging streamers, memes, and influencers. Third, diverse revenue streams. From merch to touring to expanding his label, Carti is making money far beyond just streaming revenue. His career isn't just about music anymore, it's about cultural influence. And the craziest part about it is, he's still evolving. Final thoughts. Playboi Carti is a blueprint for the future of music marketing. Carti's I Am Music rollout wasn't just successful, it was a cultural moment. By blending mystique, scarcity, and real-time engagement, he dominated the conversation and showed how modern artists can maximize its impact. This wasn't just an album drop. This was a business move, a branding move, and an industry-shifting moment. If you're an artist, content creator, or entrepreneur, take notes. This is how you build a brand that lasts. What do you think? Did Carti just change the game again with this drop? What was y'all's favorite song off of the album? Like, I want to hear what y'all thinking about the album and how Carti's gonna progress like in the next coming years, and where y'all see him ending up, and if you think other artists are gonna implement the same type of strategy and take bits and pieces to kind of make their own wave and shine in this generation. Like, I'd love to hear what y'all got to say in the comments down below. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all want more of this, let me know who y'all want me to do a little case study on. Make sure y'all go check Nuirdek. I got music videos dropping, all of that. Stay tapped in. Peace.